Hi viewers, again welcome to my channel Dude Kids A to Z, and in this video again I'm giving you the brief explanation about the characteristics and the history of the computer. Mainly we are seeing the characteristics of computer as like automation and due diligence. So in automation you can see like if you give the command for the computer it will do automatically. So that's it's saying like a computer can perform a particular work continuously for hours together without any man. And here in diligence, a computer will perform number of calculations if you give any number, n number of calculations, it will like example like million trillions of calculations also it will be giving you in the same accuracy and the speed without any tiredness. And the next point is start with fourth generation of computers like in 1976 to the 1999. This period of computers were there. You can see the in the description is like a new technology microprocessor were introduced in this era, and you can see in the images like how the computers was there in that area. And next we can see the first generation of computers like where 1940s and 1956 like computers were this much huge. Like the first generation were very like it used to call like vacuum tube technology in the first generation. This is very old one, and this is about the abacus. You can see like it is used for calculations and all. It was used in 3000 BC. So you can see bit older, two older model where we can use for calculation. And in the next we are going to see the units of the computer. Like in this we can see input and system unit. Input unit is a device and it's used for translating the data or instructions to the computer systems. Most commonly used input devices are keyboard, mouse, and reader. So, and the system unit we are having the recorded as the brain of computer. The major structural concepts of CPU are so there are control unit, arithmetical and logic unit, and memory unit. So these are main three concepts of CPU. Without this, the computer cannot take the instructions. Like this will help the computer to take the instruction like CPU. And the next slide we are going to is and the output. So finally, if the output is like what you will see on the monitor, that is called an output in simple way. So here they have mentioned that the data processed through the CPU can be viewed with the help of output device. The monitor or VDU of an PC is an output. And the next one is so here the CU is that control unit will helps us to direct and coordinate the activities of the entire computer, which includes controlling the input and output use devices or units. And it will also help the ALU and the transfer data to main memory. The most important feature of this control unit is program fetching and execution and instructing the memory decoding in and sending it to an appropriate place in the computer to get the expected result. When the program is executed, the CPU carries out the instructions in order to convert them into microcode. And the next slide is about the here is the person who invented the computer, and the name is Charles Babbage. Everybody knows, but I need to cover in this history, right? So I am showing his face. And the computer which he was invented is on 1833. Yeah, in the next slide again we are going to see in the brief about characteristics of computer. The most people know that computer is fast calculated, but it must more than that. Some of features that makes the computer so important, that is speed. The first feature of computer is speed. It is very fast device which can perform any type of task in fraction of seconds when performing a particular task for hours together, and it also can maintain the same speed till the end. Like how much if you give the data, it will accept and give the accuracy. That means the word accuracy means exactness of result, and computer can do exact calculation without any errors and very accurate manner, that is correct manner. So the last point we can see that versatility. A computer can perform almost any type of arithmetical and logical calculations or operations. Like you can see in Excel we have so many formulas to calculate. Apart from that, we can do anything in computer like PPT presentation. Whatever the calculations you give, that will perform accordingly. So again, we have an attachment of second generation of computer. You can see in the images. And the next slide is drawback. In common, we can say that every thing will be having drawbacks. So like this, we have drawbacks in the first generation of computer. Also, you can see in the images, and we can see the next image, block diagram. So basically the block diagram, we can say the back sketch of an computer, how computer looks like and what is it process exactly. So first we can see in the top as central processing unit. So the central processing unit will control all control unit, arithmetic and logic unit, main memory. Okay, and it will control every action what we have given and the instructions we have given, and it will convert into auxiliary storage and keep it aside and give the output from that input. So from when you give input, first it will control the unit and arithmetical logic units and the main memory, and converts into auxiliary storage and gives an output that which you see in your monitor. So basically this is a flow of an this. And the next we have again the slide. We'll go with output device, and in the output device you can see the examples of printers. Like in printers, again we are classified into impact printers and non-impact printers. What it is exactly? A hardware device that provides that are graphical output. So the output which we see in a graphical representation or the words in a colorful manner is called graphical representation, that is called printer. And impact printer is, these printer have mechanical compact with printer media, and the non-impact printer is the printers which don't have the direct contact. So after this, we go jump on monitors. Like monitors, you can say VDC, that is Visual Display Unit, or CRT, that is Cathode Ray Tube. And so few more examples are mentioned in the slide. You can see that. And we after this we have the next slide about its surprise. Let's see what is the next slide is. Yes, types of primary memory. And here we have first called as ROM. It's an read-only memory that is permanent, no versatile, perform the basic control and supervises the operations of the computer. The information is stored permanently, can be read, cannot be written. Moreover, again we have the three types of ROMs, that is PROM, EROM and double EROM. So first is PROM, that is programmable read-only memory. It can programmed once at can't alert at least alerts. Again, we have the three types of ROMs here, and the first one is programmable read-only memory. It can program the once and can't alert commands which we have given, that will be alerts. And the second one is erasable programmable read-only memory, and it can be used again. Uses UV lights to erase, like UV is ultraviolet rays. The last one we have is EEPROM. So double EEPROM is an erasable programmable read-only memory. In the name only it is showing that like it is erasable by applying the changes of electronical changes. And again we have bubble memory. It says that small magical bubbles formed on the thin single crystal film of systematic grant. It is useful for storage of data permanently. So bubble memory will use for permanent data storage. And another one we have free flash memory. That means non-violatable memory, which stores data with similar to those used in primary storage. And another thing we have video RAM memory. It is used to accelerate the display of geographic on the screen. So whatever the geographical representation, for example, you can see graphics, movies and all, right, that is called that video RAM memory. RAM is nothing but random access memory. So the next here we have few more examples of output devices. Now you can see in the picture like plotters, right? So, plotters, we can say like the printers, you will be getting black and white like that, right? So, in the plotters, you'll be getting still more effectively the geographical representation of the maps and all you symbols you'll be getting in this plotters. So, you can see the examples like charts, like graphical representation, maps, everything will be getting under plotters. Next, so in next slide you can see few more examples like monochrome. So that is the example, the best example we can use this Xerox centers, right? So we'll be having adjustments, brightness and integrity and changing which what can be changed. And the next one we have CGA, that is color graphic adapter. So we can adopt the colors as well for this CGA. And the next one we have HCA, that is Hercules graphic adapter. You can see in the descriptions like what it is exactly. And the last one we have is EGA, that is enhanced graph. So then it is already it used to resolve the high quality colors and etc etc. In the 16 colors we can modify in this. And so this helps us to change everything. And the next slide is about types of storage devices. In this we have, so first we will discuss about primary storage memory. And here in the name only we'll say that it is very thin chip and contains a number of small storage cells that holds data directly connected to CPU. So it's saying about semi conductor is also known as integrated circuit, can classified into the following again, like RAM. As I previously said you, in that RAM again we have static and dynamic RAM. So already I have said that RAM, it is known as random access memory. So it is like random access memory. In the name only it says that it will be accessing randomly. So whenever you will give the catch or volatile programming, then it will be automatically reach into memory at random and instant and remove number in any location fast but expensive, can be rather for classified into again two types, that is static and dynamic. So the next we have again volatile memory, and here when you turn out your CP or system personal computer, the memory will be automatically removed out of the storage. Like again we have non volatile, and this we can be, it is opposited to that. And cache memory, and processor incorporate their own internal cache memory. It acts as temporary memory and boost processing. So in the next slide, you can see the classification of memory devices trends. Like I have divided everything in according to the generation. You can see in the picture. So here we go with the software types of software, and in first we'll be discussing about the assembler. So assembler will convert as assembly language into object code. That means it converts into machine language using assembler. So again we have two types of assembler here. You can see in this slide, like source program and object program. So the source program, it means like writing by programmer in the high level language, and the object program is translating machine language. So again we have debugging, the process of eliminating errors from program. Like you will be eliminating the errors, that is called debugging, nothing but as removing the errors from the input what you have received. And the third one we have decompiler. It is used to translate or compile in instructions of a higher level language to machine level. That means it will convert higher level language to machine level language. So the entire scanning program first, and then translates it into machine codes. This is called debugging. And if system errors are found, compiler stops translating until they are rectified. And here we have complications or translations is a one time activity for every program. The generation object program would be ready to use sequentially, and compiler, which is meant for one program language, cannot be used for another. After this, I am going to show in the next slide the networks of storage, the types of networks which we are going to store. So we have again three types of network storages, like NAS and SAS and DAS. One, what it is exactly we'll be going into see in the next slide. That uh, you need to wait actually. Yeah, it is a slide where you can see the types in brief. That is direct attached storage, network attached storage, and storage attached network. So earlier you have seen in the pictures, right? I think you have clarity on this. So the next we'll go to the input devices finally, and firstly we'll go with joysticks, and it is also mainly used with computer gamings. Usually you'll be seeing like video gamings and all. That is an example for input device, that is joystick. And we have, so this is all about joystick, and we have the next is OMR. So every students will be aware about the OMR, I guess. Like I don't want to waste your time with explaining more. And the OMR is optical mark reader. The full form of OMR is optical mark reader. It can be recognized marks made by pencil or ink on specially designed paper with boxes which can be marked with a dark pencils or ink, whatever the ink. And the next one we have is barcode reader, that is BCR. Barcode reader, in every supermarket, everywhere you will see the barcode readers, like DMart, Reliance Mart, everywhere. When you go on bills, then they will on that bill you will be seeing the barcode reader. That is a best example for barcode reader. Again we have like touch screen, so everybody is aware about the touch screen, I guess. Like in olden days they were not aware of touch screen, because now everybody are using touch screen mobiles and leds. So normally used when information has been assigned with the maximum effort. The screen is load sensitive to touch, and extract position is defected. The screen is lined with the light emitting device, that is LED. And few more examples of this touch screen are like they will be used in hospitals, railways, airlines, recruitment, stock exchange, etc, etc. And wherever you go you will be seeing, even in the metro or railway stations, or wherever you see, you can see this touch screens. So next year we have is keyboard. So basically the keyboard will be having 83 to 84 keys. And the importance of like in the advanced we have one not one keys extended also. And the mainly the keys are divided into four, that is main pad, functional keypad, numerical keypad, and special characters. Like in main keypad we will be having the letters and numbers, and the functional keypad you can see the up top top like F1 F2, those are the functional keypads. And the numerical keypads is numbers, and the special characters is like symbols like question mark, etc, everything. And the next one we have is mouse. Without mouse, we can't operate the computer, right? So it is an electronic machine device used to pointer to select items from one screen to another screen, or it will map the screen and go accordingly where we operate. And we have second thing is scanner. So it will help us to scan the images which is stored in the files or other devices. Like it will scan the images, and this is all about the input. And next we have the offline storage devices, like you can see CDs, DVD, etc. And temporary storage devices and secondary storage devices as shown in the images. Like you can go through that. And we have CD-ROM and driver and hardware. And we have so many secondary storage devices like DVD-ROM. So this is also like and we have zip file driver, etc. You can see colorful floppy disks, right? So these are all about the characteristics and history of the computer. So please do like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you.